Hello everyone. The purpose of this video is to help bring down barriers, is to help people to gain an understanding of why some things are done the way that they are being done. With the uprise of racial division, we have to speak to each other in a respectful manner so we can all gain an understanding of why some people react differently to different situations. With attention to the nonviolent protest of kneeling during the American anthem during sports games, I would like to try to voice my opinion, my thoughts to help people understand that African Americans are proud to be Americans. We do not dislike America. We dislike the things that are happening within America. So we can't proudly stand and honor our American flag the way others can stand proudly and honor it. Therefore, and starting in 2016, some American athletes, starting with Colin Kaepernick, have protested against police brutality and racism by kneeling on one knee during the U.S. national anthem. In reaction to this, some people see kneeling as disrespectful to those who have died or been wounded in service of the United States military, such as our veterans. However, in my opinion, I think people don't understand that the stance of kneeling during the national anthem was a protest that started back in World War One. It was ruled that Jehovah Witnesses don't have to stand during the American anthem. So that was where it first started that I know of. So with that being said, so is kneeling during the anthem a protest of peace, or is it a sign of disrespect? I would say that it is a call for help, a call for people to see us, hear us, to help the people who are oppressed and the people that don't feel equally treated as an American. So it hurts to stand up with pride to say the anthem that don't represents people that are oppressed, right? It's not an attack on the vets because a lot of African Americans are vets as well. It's not an attack against the military. It's an attack against social injustice. And the reason people like Kaepernick is using the NFL to protest is because a lot of people watch football, sports, so it's the right platform to get people's attention, right? It generates conversation. That's why it's been a big conversation that's been going on for over 4 to 5 years now. It shows a peaceful way to exercise your First Amendment rights. If kneeling is so disrespectful, can we ask ourselves this question? Why do you kneel when you pray? Why do you kneel to ask someone hand in marriage? We kneel because it's a respectful gesture. It was taught that way. So the current views have been people's opinions, not based off of people's history facts. Because did you not forget, traditionally, years ago, kneeling to your ancestors, people you perceived as gods, kings and queens, was a part of showing honor during sermons. Kneeling was also a plead for mercy, right? So if kneeling symbolized good, why are people twisting it to turn it into something bad? Because if people fact checked and took the time to really understood what was going on, they will know that even taking a knee in the military, it is a sign of respect or a sign of meaning to take a rest while in mission. Also in the military, taking a knee means honor to a fallen friend, soldier. Okay? But did you also know, because I remember in football, when I went to my son's game, when a player became injured, They made the football players take a knee until they saw that their teammate was okay. Overall, to me, kneeling means pull yourself together, push away the negative thoughts, honor the following people, right? And devote submission and ask for help. Okay? So, whatever choice you make to stand or to kneel, you should also know that everybody is not treated equally, so everybody has to react in a different manner. Unfortunately, sports, some people feel, is not a political platform where things like this should be happening. So then there has to be some other suggestions. What else can we do to seek attention? They tried marching with Martin Luther King. They got beat for that. They tried sitting on the bus, in the front of the bus with Rosa Parks. They got beat for that. They tried doing speeches like Martin Luther King and other activists. Some got murdered for their actions for speaking up. Okay, people recently tried marching in the streets and they still got attacked where the marching wasn't good enough, so people conducted acts of violence to get attention. So I feel if taking a knee is going to get someone's attention in a peaceful manner without a home being burned down or a store getting burned down, I say pay attention to why they're kneeling. That's the whole purpose, not to how they're kneeling and when they're kneeling. I would sit there and say, what are y'all kneeling for? What needs to be done so that you guys can stand beside us and not kneel down while we stand, because we feel prideful in the country we live in. We want everybody to feel prideful and understand, because you got to think about it. When you're against something, do you stand proudly and say, this person messed up on my order? I ordered fries and they gave me carrots. No, you react in a negative manner. So we're not trying to put out there that kneeling is to be negative, is to be heard, to be seen, to be honored, to beg for mercy, to ask for help. Just like when we kneel to pray, we pray on one knee. We was taught why? Because we're asking God to hear us, to beg for mercy and honor God, to say, hear my cries. And Kaepernick is doing the same thing. He's kneeling to say, hear my cries. The injustice is real. For those that don't believe it, Google it. This been going on for years. We've been asking for help for years. And I say we because I am an African American descent. The purpose of this conversation is to spark understandings, to give guidance where guidance is lost. Because if you don't know better, you can't do better, right? My page more is to seek understandings. My page is to bring forth the knowledge that I know so that it can help someone else gain an understanding why other cultures do things differently. Because there's some things I don't know. In some states, in some countries, people do things different that may be offensive to us, but to them it's an honor. For instance, I heard in some countries people slap each other on the bottom in order to say hi, but to us that's offensive, to Americans. So with that being said, drop your comments and please gain an understanding, hopefully from this podcast, that or message, not a podcast, that kneeling is not to be disrespectful to the military. Kneeling is to ask for help. And once again, look it up. In the military, people do kneel as well. Back in the days, from my understanding, that only those in uniform was allowed to stand, while everybody else had to sit. As long as they put their hand over their heart, they was honoring the flag. So I'm going to close that out. I just wanted to drop this little video because this has been a topic that's been over my Facebook, and I kept struggling to get people to understand it via text, and it's hard to put all this information within a text doc. So that's why I try to verbally express it, because it's bothering me for people to proclaim that people that want to kneel is in disrespect of the military or our vets, because that's not true.